Jetragon Raid Day. So we're gonna see how 15 maxed Jetragons perform against the raid bosses. Not gonna do too much against Libero, just gonna keep the basic skills it learns by leveling up now with Beam Slicer, Beam Comet, and the new Meteor Rain for Feybreak. Went the classic build, Demon God, Legend, Musclehead, and Serenity. Not too much change there. Give them all the maxed out food, the curry, and the healing potion. We're just gonna do one boss at a time, starting with Libero and moving all the way up to Xenolord. And we'll see about Xenolord Ultra. With the bed bug, it seems a little bit unnecessary to do it. So we might just stop at Xenolord, see if they win versus Xenolord. But just gonna start and then change skills in between bosses, just cutting out that part probably. Alright, just gonna change from the ability glasses, because we don't need to see that. Let's just put on a ring so we can watch. And then it isn't really entirely accurate, the fight, when you're kind of just watching, I feel. Because normally you would be taking more aggro from the boss. So if they win, it's even better when you're fighting along them. Because then they'll be split a bit more what the boss is attacking. I feel like they still attack you when you're just watching sometimes. Lots of meteor rains. Okay, so Libero doesn't seem to be too much of an issue. Yeah, and it's nice when the beam slicer times like that. Actually, I don't know if it deals full damage when she's standing up. The damage looks pretty equal, but I think Holy Burst does more when she's down at least. But that's what we're saving for the Ryu and Xenolord fights. Okay, that's going for me. Quick juke. Okay, we'll see how much the second volley. They've all used the skills at least once. And here I feel the second wave is coming, it's gonna be resisted. And it's all missing. Every meteor rain is missing when she's doing that. Still pretty quick fight. Alright, so moving on to Ultra. Okay, so Libero Ultra, same skills. Might be better to run something like Lightning Streak or Airblade, just because of that phase 2 change, but it will probably be fine. So last time it took, what, like one round of skills and then like a round of meteor rains. We'll see how many skills they need to use. I don't think they're gonna fail. That's a spoiler. I don't think they're gonna lose, actually. I think they're gonna win. I still need to see how much damage these small attacks are actually doing. They're doing like 1,000 each, which spammed quite a lot between 15 of them. It has to add up. It has to be like something you forget a little bit with the power creep comparisons. Like when Libero was released, there was no, there wasn't even a beam slicer. It was just seed mine and stuff. So now we're spamming small attacks. I guess that makes the Dragon Pals a little bit better. That's what I need to test. How much better is it to actually use a super effective like Bastigori and Xenolord? How much is that small attack doing compared to like Palladius or Germantide Ignis? Okay, so was that 2 rotations of skills? We'll see if any of them go down. She does use some ice attacks now. Or, yeah, that's a little bit of ice. Oops, how much health is that? Okay, that's going mostly for me, I feel. Might be a little bit lucky for the pals. Diamond Rain is probably the most dangerous, maybe Blizzard Spike, but against these Dragon Pals at least. And that's also going for me. So we never really got to see if they were ever in danger. I don't feel like the Ice Breath and the, what is it, Ice Cutter are very dangerous attacks. Okay, so let's try to remember the time to compare with like at least Ryu. So about a little bit more than 2 minutes, like 2 minutes 10 seconds or something. So we can move on to Ryu. Okay, so now I've changed all the Jetragon skills. Or really I only changed one skill. I changed Holy Burst. I could have gone for Rock Burst and Wall Splash, but I feel Holy Burst will be enough. It's probably like at least 80% of the damage against Ryu. So we're gonna see just how much it is. Hopefully they start with Holy Burst, but they might just start with the, even if it's weak, with the Meteor Rain and Beam Comet and the Dragon Cannon, I guess. Also, yep, Meteor Rain and then the Beam Comet, it seems. And now Holy Burst. A couple of big Holy Bursts. Oh yeah. That's a lot of damage. I'm not sure. If I'd have gone Rock Burst before, I would have gone Rock Burst for sure, when they were all like crowding in around him. Now I'm not sure. I feel like they're standing pretty far back. Like Rock Burst from here would probably only hit like 1 or 2 rocks. So you probably want to do it with like if you're running an Anubis or something that gets in close with another skill. Because it doesn't seem like Jetragon is really crowding in anymore. Is that going for me? Yep. Alright, another wave of Holy Burst. Maybe. Would do the trick, I feel. That's nice. That's nice. And it doesn't get resisted either. Beautiful, beautiful. Alright, so let's see how that goes against Ultra. They're looking a little bit weak. Ultra might be a struggle for them with this skill set. We'll see. Alright, so I think we had around 2 minutes something for Libero. We'll see how Ryu goes. They seem to struggle a little bit against the basic one. We'll see how Ultra goes. I still feel like Holy Burst should carry us through. It was probably just that last Thunder Rain dealing a bit of damage. Or Thunderstorm, or whichever one it was. A couple of weak dragon skills. They look very pretty though. It's looking good. That's not great. That happens sometimes. Are you not gonna fight? Did you get bored? Maybe I need to fix this one. Let's see. Will you join the fight if I help you a little bit? There we go. Okay, so first stun phase and lots of Holy Burst hits. I actually don't know if the Holy Burst hits Ryu harder when he's stunned or when he's standing up. I feel like when he's standing, sometimes he moves in a way where he gets hit by the edge of it. He gets a lot more hits. Instead of this like exactly on center when he's stunned. I guess he is moving a little bit, might get hit a bit more. Not sure. How are they doing on health? Probably good that I gave them a healing potion. Jetragon does have really high attack stat, but not great on the defensive stats. I think it's the lowest stat legend. How is that going for me? That won't do a whole lot though. I think Necromus has a surprisingly high attack stat. You wouldn't think it does, but I think it has higher than Jetragon. And then you got Frostallion knocked with just a crazy amount of stats. Base stats, I mean, but Jetragon is fast. Very fast. Not sure if that's helping it a lot though. But now the dragon attacks should be doing a bit more damage. A little bit. Crazy combo. Knocking them out of the thunderstorm. Very cool. That's unfortunate. That should do a bit more though. Still probably not as much as the wave of Holy Burst is gonna do, but that should do the trick. Ah, he got his revenge. He got his revenge. One little jet. One jet. And then maybe some more burning out. Okay, so this is the active skills I'm going for against Xenolord. It's a build, probably not the highest DPS overall against the boss, but it's something I've been wanting to try ever since doing the raid with my Sylvegus army. just this meteor rain thing, hoping it comes into play against all those ads. So the goal is that the ads will be taken out by the AoE from meteor rain, and that they won't waste a bunch of holy bursts, because usually what happens is you get like a couple of Xenovaders spread around the base, and the Jetragons or whatever raid army you're using will end up using one holy burst on one little pal. And holy burst isn't actually that great against those lonely little Xenovaders. They're quite small. So we'll see how meteor rain ends up doing. The Sylvegus army did surprisingly well. We'll see how the Jetragon army does. That's unfortunate. Maybe they'll freeze him. I did do Diamond Rain instead of Beam Comet. Perfect. Perfect. Maybe they missed a little bit. Okay, so this... We just got like one stuck pal every time now. Let's see. Hopefully that fixes him. He's gonna be a little bit out of sync now. Doing whatever skills. Okay, so this happens sometimes. I feel he just skipped the stun phase. It can be good and bad, but mostly bad. Depends a little bit if you're speedrunning him or not. There were good reasons, I can't really remember them though. Mostly bad, since you don't get those 10 seconds of free attacks, but I guess the good part is he summons the ads a little bit earlier, which means it can sync a little bit better if you're stacking a bunch of area of effect attacks. I guess. Right now it's not looking super good for Jetragon. I guess the boss has around half. Oh, that's a lot of damage. That was a big wave of damage. Was that just a meteor rain, or was that like a bunch of skills mixed in there? So now we went into the stun phase at least. Oh, maybe a bad timing with the meteor rains. We'll see if... let's see if we get any meteor rain effect here. If we get to see it in play. Is that my meteor rain? It's gonna be messy now, because the Xenoguards also have comets. And then Xenolord, the boss, also uses meteor rain. That should be my meteor rains. Yeah. I feel like they did well. They cleared out those ads, then we had the Xenoguards. Unfortunate, eating diamond rains. But if it works against them like it does against me in the tower, that when I withdraw my pal, the diamond rain hits me instead of my pal. Maybe it works the same here, that when this diamond rain kills the Xenoguards, it moves on to Xenolord. Hopefully. Alright, so that was also like, I feel like that was about as quick as they killed Libero Ultra. So this was normal Xenolord. Not sure how I'm gonna do with... am I gonna do Xenolord Ultra with the pal, with the bug? That the beds heal forever now? Probably not. Okay, we're just gonna take a quick peek. Even if it will be... We'll see how much the bed bug affects it. How much the infinite heal. Maybe he'll just one-shot them all anyway. And it won't have that much effect. Okay, luckily we're only using 15 and not 50. Because I feel like those meteor rains would have fried my computer. Alright, so already a couple of down Jetragons. Sometimes... It depends a little bit on the pal, that's what we're testing now. How good are Jetragon at getting out of bed? Okay, so one... But that's the bug that happens sometimes. When they get instantly killed, then they keep healing. So now you can either reset the pal in the pal pod, that can be a little bit tricky, or in the pal box. It's easier if you name them, like if you name this one like 14, and then you go into the pal box and you reset number 14. That's one way to do it. You can reset them all during the stun phase, which we should reach pretty soon. Maybe after this ad phase. Unfortunate, they all arrived. Or maybe a couple of... No, maybe a little bit of meteor rains will still hit them. But I felt like they all arrived after the meteor rain wave. Unfortunate. So you can reset them all in the pal box, or one at a time, or you delete the bed. And then sometimes you can lift them and just throw them somewhere, and they will reset. So... The first let's say the first phase of the fight, we got 3 Jetragons, 4 Jetragons stuck in bed. So it's not looking great. That's why it's usually better to use a pal that doesn't burn. I feel like it happens with the burn or if they just get unlucky. So let's go in and reset them real quick. The resetting has a downside and an upside. First you reset them like this. You get them out of bed, which is nice. Like that's an upside. Another upside is you reset their attack cooldowns. So you'll see they all just start with the Diamond Rain again, then Meteor Rain, then Holy Burst. So you could potentially, against a boss that doesn't one-shot them, just stand at the PAL box and swap forever. Like against Ryu, swap in and out for Holy Burst waves. Not great versus Xenolord, or at least Xenolord Ultra, because he will just use his attacks on this group of pals at the PAL box when you're resetting and one-shot them all. So it's also viable to just change them one at a time. Doing it like that, even if it's during the stun phase, they usually just stay clumped up. It's also why I like to let the pals wander the base a little bit before starting a raid. Because I feel like if you start the raid, like you summon the boss here, and they're all here, clumped up, versus they've all been sort of idling around the entire base. It feels a little bit better, even if you're wasting a bit of uptime on the food buff. That was a good Meteor Rain wave, right? It can be a bit tricky to see which one is mine, since the Xeno guards are also using Comet. Then we have Xenolord Ultra himself. It can be a bit tricky when you're doing the PAL swap, but you can also stand on the PAL box when you're swapping. It's a little bit of a hit or miss. You can sit behind it and hopefully dodge a couple of attacks. They will hit the box instead. And you can also stand on it and dodge like a Meteor Rain wave. I guess it depends what you see him using right before getting on the box or getting behind the box. Okay, so how many stuck Jetragons? This is the second stun phase. Maybe I should have been a bit more on the ball. Let's see, we got 1 stuck here. Let's do the traditional method here. Oops. So we lift and we toss. And he should be good to go. Are we seeing the bug occur? Are you healing forever? That one doesn't look like it's healing. That one is in bed, so that's hard to see. Some of them are starting to get hungry, but not really seeing... Are you healing? Yeah, but you're in bed. Okay, so 1 Ryu is down. Are you actually down? Yeah, he's actually down. Okay, let's help a little bit. I got my own rescue Ryu. So we're cheating a little bit, but I feel like that's fair, because normally I would be fighting alongside the pals, and then you're also taking a little bit more aggro. I feel like the boss would be attacking me a little bit more. So if I'm using a rescue pal in my party for this, that feels fair. Is that going for me? Maybe. Okay, so you're claiming there's no incapacitated pals. Well, I can see this guy. Can I just rescue him real quick? I got plenty of shields, so I'm good to do a little bit of rescuing on my own. I feel like once the shields run out, you probably don't want to be running around. That's when you want to be in the air. Okay, this is probably fine. That's not fine. There we go. Okay, so they're all hungry. Maybe I should have given them the Mozzarella cheeseburger. It's sort of very specific cases where you want a cheeseburger, which are these longer raids where your pals get hungry, which is usually when you're just watching them fight, because if you're helping them fight, the fights don't last as long. So it's not really worth having a stack of cheeseburgers just for this, but in the case where your pals do get hungry, maybe you're not maxing pals, or maybe you don't have the good weapons, the cheeseburger's better, because the pals get hungry, they lose 20%, they lose 20% attack and defense. Not sure about health. I think it's just attack and defense. So how many of them are stuck? Should I be doing a swap? I feel like a swap is risky now. But I feel like it might be worth it. Can we see? Okay, so there's 2 stuck pals here. And then 2 underground. That's not great. Okay. Maybe I should do a quick reset, but I feel like the little group I have now should be able to do it in 3 minutes. Right, they're fine. Maybe the stuck ones reset themselves, maybe? I feel like there's none... there's quite a lot here. Some of them are starving. Let's reset these, though. We have the shields for it. We have the technology. Let's go. They can join the fight. Hopefully they're like the backup wave here. Okay, so that worked out fine. I'm not sure. I might have to go through the replay. I couldn't see. I didn't look for it a whole lot, the healing bug. I didn't actually see it a whole lot. It was probably present. But at the same time, they probably got one-shotted enough that didn't matter a whole lot. A big success to the raid day. Very beautiful skills on Jetragon. The Beam Comet and the Meteor Rain, which it can pass down. Probably one of my favorite skills to pass down. The Meteor Rain. It's fun on the oil rig and just looks cool. A lot of area of effect. Hopefully we get more cases where we use area of effect. I feel like that's the fun part of both oil rig and this fight. So that's it for this raid day. Thanks for watching.